Hey, welcome back. This is Defender Chassis. My name's Scott, and you're watching episode 14 of Have You Seen My Tool? On this episode, what I'd like to show you is my Marshalltown number 18 Throatless Shear. You probably remember this from an earlier episode where I wanted to show you this, but I'd already done 2 shears in a row, so now we're working our way back and picking this up. Now, the intent of this video series is to try and show you a tool that you haven't seen before, that may be used in a way that maybe you didn't think that you could use it, or something of that nature. And I kind of struggled with doing a video on this because I really don't use this shear. I thought it was really going to be the way to go, and it turns out that I really don't like it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show it to you because I think maybe somebody out there might see it, and it might fit a need that they've got. And basically, what you've got here is a Beverly B1 that, rather than having a lever to pull the upper blade rotates, and so all you got to do is crank this handle and feed your piece in. You can make the cuts. Now, the reason I don't like this is because the problem I had with a Beverly B1, which I've got a B1, is that whenever you stop and restart, it leaves a little bit of a funny spot in the cut. It's not a nice, clean, smooth, straight cut. And my thought when I saw that these were available is that it might do the same thing. But as it turns out, the upper blade is actually slightly serrated to, I would assume, assist in pulling the material through. And what that does is it leaves kind of a funny burr. And so rather than having that spot every 2 to 3 inches, depending upon how far you pull your handle on your Beverly shear, you've got a little bit of a serrated burr along the whole length. Maybe this thing's just not set up right. Maybe the blades are wore out. I'm not sure. But either way, I thought I'd show it to you, and maybe you can help me out. Maybe somebody out there knows what's wrong with this thing. But I mean, it does cut right. It does cut good. It just doesn't suit my needs. So now, of course, these things aren't made anymore. They're made in Marshalltown, Iowa, and I think the company that makes these makes concrete finishing tools. I think you can get a Lowe's. You can find Marshalltown trowels and things of that nature, but they don't make these anymore. And these things are available up through cut 10 gauge plate or better even. Obviously motorized in that case, but for a small shop doing work on race cars like I do, this is probably where you're going to be with respect to one of these shears. So hey, let me get the camera moved, and I've got a little some scrap aluminum, some 040 pre-painted aluminum, just what would be typical for me, and I'll show you how this thing cuts, and let's take a look at the burr that it leaves. And of course, just as always, we'll do a little slideshow at the end, let you see some still pics and go from there. So, all right, let me move the camera. Be right back.
So here's a little, not sure how well that'll show up, but give you an idea what that burr looks like. You can see through there, it leaves a bit of a serrated cut.
Okay, so that's pretty much the short and the sweet. I bought this off of eBay. It was not one that was in the best condition. It does have a broken guard. It does have some damage. There's one full tooth missing, and I believe there's another spot where there's a tooth that is broken. In addition, these things usually have a base. Now I've looked at them, and it's just simply a little bit of a raised sheet metal deal, and I think they're supposed to pivot on a center pin, and that probably assists if you're cutting a large sheet and you need to rather than move the sheet and twist it in the middle of a cut, you can simply pivot the shear. But the base is also missing off of this. But eBay is going to be your best bet if you want to try to find one of these, and you can of course find them in various states of various conditions. So anyway, if you got any questions, hey, don't be afraid to leave a comment. Just like always, appreciate a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not a subscriber yet. I want to say thanks for here recently. There's been just a glut of subscribers, and boy, I sure do appreciate it. It means a lot to know that there are people that like to see what I'm doing and appreciate that that I take the time to do this. So hey, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next week on episode 15 of Have You Seen My Tool? Thanks for watching.